Really excited about spending a little time this week. A lot of you know, graduated from Morgan County R2, Versailles. And this guy was my high school history teacher, believe it or not, longtime coach. He's got kids in the district. His wife actually used to cut my hair. His brother-in-law was one of my best friends. And so I'm coming from Versailles. You guys know I'm passionate, but no one knows more about the history and I would say really everything that's gone on in that school district. And so it's an exciting time right now for the district as a whole.
Yeah, right now the district's going through change. Admin, our superintendent resigned, and I trust the school board will get a good person in there. The one thing that, people always talk about things like that, but we got a great staff. We got great teachers, and they're the backbone of a school district anyway. Kids and teachers are the backbone of a school, and we're great. We got good kids. We got, good teachers. We're going to be fine no matter what the superintendent situation is. So I'm not worried about that. We got a board, do your job. Everything goes back to everybody do their job. Conference change, 4-day school week. We got a lot of changes coming, and, there's an excitement.
So let's talk about, so your superintendent resigns, and now from what I understand, there is a open search going on for the new superintendent.
Yeah, I think they pay some company to kind of put feelers out. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not at the highest pay grade, so I'm not at the least amount that need to know.
Right.
I learned through an email that everybody gets what's going on. But yeah, they put out a little search type deal, and you get candidates and you bring them in, and
I might be biased, but I would think that would be an attractive job. I mean, there's a lot of new going on. You talked about the new conference for Versailles, which we talked about.
Big change.
Jason Allison on, and we've seen a lot of stuff on social media. But for Versailles to make this move, it's a good move, especially for the kids. And we were talking last night. You said, would you see some of the teams we're going to be playing, and they're comparable to what we've got, and this is going to bring a new level of excitement for these kids. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and for the record, I'm an old school. I love the Tri-County Conference. Yeah. It's the greatest conference
in the world for high school athletics.
But I will tell you, times change and situations change. There was a time in the Tri-County when we had 2 or 3 factories in Versailles and things were rocking. Back in your day, we were over 530 students in the high school. We dropped down to 320 some just a couple of years ago. Pencil factory leaves, Gates, you never know.
It's like 40% drop.
Man, and when you are trying to compete with a school like such as Osage, who's building casinos, building sports convention centers, and every time I come down here, something new's been dug up because we're getting ready to build something. It gets hard. I think Eldon and Osage are over 200 more kids than us now in high school.
That's crazy to me.
You can either be proactive or you can, be retroactive. And this is something I'm proud of our school, as much as I love the Tri-County, for being proactive on. And our kids are starting to get excited again about the future. And it's the Tri-County as it grows and starts to change, like I believe what I was told, Fulton accepted an invitation. So they will probably be coming in the Tri-County. This is all kind of moving north.
It's no longer the Tri-County like it used to be.
The Tri-County that the old timers grew up in does not exist.
A lot of people don't know the Camden Lakers.
It's like I used to love the Big 8, but they let the Texas teams in the Big 12. It's changing now, all that shit. It's like, man, what used to be is not the case anymore.
Correct. Because even when you hear Tri-County and you see some of these schools that are in it, it's like, well, they're not in the Tri-County.
Well, I mean,
counties we even got Miller, Morgan.
Yeah,
that is the Tri-County,
exactly.
Right, initially. And so it's interesting. And so the new conference that Versailles will be playing in, they're going to see a lot of schools like Buffalo, El Dorado Springs, schools that they're going to compete against.
Yes, and these are schools that we've already been competing against. Kyle Milton, our AD's done a good job of scheduling these schools in various sports to kind of get people kind of in tune with the idea of playing them. Yeah, you got El Dorado, Sherwood, Warsaw, Butler, and now us. And who knows, because, Clinton almost joined. I think down the road there's still a chance that's going to happen. So it's a relatively new conference. And, I was talking to Kyle Middleton yesterday, kind of getting his thoughts on a few things. And he's like, man, we're going to get to host a lot of events with our facilities. Yeah. That bring, people eat in your restaurants.
Yeah.
People spend money in your town. And that's what Versailles needs.
Absolutely.
Powerlifting meets. We're going to have conference powerlifting meets. He was talking to ADs of this conference. They want to do anything and everything. It's a new conference with new ideas.
Can I ask real quick while you're talking about that? Who has taken over some of the conditioning and weight training with some of our boys in Versailles? I'm seeing these pictures posted. we no longer have high school boys. We have college jocks.
We've got some good-looking kids, man.
I mean, these guys are cut up.
Boys, girls, both. You can see that somebody found the weight room, and Coach Allen, Aaron Allen, has done a great job in our weight room. You know, there's a lot of screaming and hollering. I'm talking positive. They're getting after it in there.
Yeah, that's great.
But we've got kids that, I mean, they're filling out T-shirts. Hunter Chamberlain, 1,100-pound club. We haven't had one of those for a while. A bunch of kids just on
Isaac
Facebook.
Waller.
Yeah, Isaac Waller. You're seeing 1,000-pound kids, 1,100-pound kids. Wow. You know, that's how you get better at things, is in the weight room. And God bless Coach Allen, because he's getting it done.
It's really cool to see, because some people may not know if you're not familiar with Versailles. I mean, honestly, some of the best facilities. And, you know, from our football field to new baseball complex to weight and coaches complex, I mean, it's incredible. It really is. And so there's a lot of good things. I want to talk about real quick. I saw, too, we had a girls' basketball game. Another level of excitement in Versailles is the rebuilding and the rejuvenation of the girls' basketball program this season.
Yes, I am extremely proud of our girls' team. If you're a Tiger fan, you know it's been lean years. You know, what was it, against California just a few years ago? We were almost beat by 100.
Yeah.
You know, and then last night I watched them play Blair Oaks, and we lost, but we are still learning how to win. We were as good as that team.
Yeah.
You know, these girls have a winning record in mid-February, which has not happened. We have girls coming back out, and now with the new schedule for next year, you have kids excited to be on that team. You know, it's one step at a time is how you fix this problem. And I feel like we're doing it. And those girls, man, I love watching them because they know every game they're the underdog. And they're sitting here at, I don't know, 12 and 9 or something to 10. Yeah. You know,
But they've won 12
fighting,
games, Jason.
They're scrapping.
When's the last time that program won 12 games?
Oh, 06, 07, somewhere back in the Julie Teeple years.
I was going to say,
it's been a long time.
Back when Linda Scott was either coaching or right after she, I mean, that was a long time ago.
Nobody, if you said, would they get 12 or 13 wins to start this year? No.
Well, I mean, they had won, there's a couple of years they didn't win a game.
Exactly.
And so I'm impressed with that. And I got to tell you, some good things going on. Will you make sure that you come back and we could do this again as far as when we find a new superintendent and keep people updated?